Ahead of a final leg in King MisuZulu kaZwelithini's coronation on Saturday, Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan is researching the history of monarchies across our continent at the Institute of Africology in Ilovo. She joins us now. Karinda, good afternoon to you. What's the institute about?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Well, this institute is extremely important, situated here in south of eThekwini, Ilovo, and it's one that encompasses education about our countries across Africa. I'm joined by the director of the institute and historian, Dr. Ashanti Ngidi. Thank you, ma'am, for speaking to us.
Thank you so much, Siyabonga.
I think first, let's talk about Saturday. South Africa is going to usher in the reign of King MisuZulu kaZwelithini. Tell us about why it's important for our children to watch this event, considering it's the first that we are seeing since coming out of apartheid colonialism.
Absolutely. So greetings to the amazing viewers of Newzroom Afrika. Us, the AmaZulu people here in KwaZulu-Natal, we are looking forward to Saturday because our children will be able to see something that most people will not be able to see in their lifetime. And I think it's so important that on Saturday, let's come out and show our appreciation for our ceremony, because the coronation of a king is the coronation of the people. Mm-hmm. And so what we are going to be witnessing is history for the new era and the reign of a new king. Mm-hmm. And that in itself, just that title, the new era, the reign, these children will be living through that reign. Mm-hmm. They will be knowing this king like we knew the late great king Zwelithini. So for me, it's very important that, you know, we don't just use it as a time to just have fun, but we use it as a time to show our pride in our tradition, our pride in our royal house, our pride in just being proud Africans.
Earlier, we were speaking about kingdoms across Africa, north, east, west. My colleague Fana Sungwenya will show our viewers the map that you have and the symbolism from each one. But tell us about the importance of African kingdoms, especially considering the challenges that they have faced over hundreds of years.
Well, over thousands of years, because the invasion of the Europeans and Arabs have been over 1,000 years documented of them coming in and taking out. So for us, the royal house is a custodian of spirituality. The royal house is a custodian of tradition. The royal house is a custodian of, it carries the Ifa, which means the inheritance. And they are the custodian of what we believe as people who are from AmaZulu, people who are from Africa, that these are the houses that carry our sacred information, and they carry the continuity, Karinda. So that is why, for me, our children will have a very important task in remembering, so that they can tell their grandchildren. And when we gather the children in front of the TV and we tell them stories, those who remember the crowning of the late great king, they will also be linking that. But most importantly, it is about the pride of a nation.
For our new monarch here, King MisuZulu, what must he focus on now? Our late king had to come out of colonialism, apartheid, but we're in a very different time now. What's the new direction?
So to our great king, MisuZulu, I think for me, as one who is a defender of African tradition, African stories, I believe that one of the greatest tasks our king will have to do is work on our social cohesion. Because KwaZulu-Natal has a very diverse population. And because he is the king of KwaZulu, where all of us dwell in, we have to do more about the social cohesion. The second thing is about the golden economy of heritage and culture. Because we want the king to put a ban on Chinese beads, for example. Why should we be importing beads when we know, oh mama, the young girls, they need work? This is also part of the economy. So part of the Zulu culture, the traditions, our things, must also be, there must be a warehouse where we know when we go there we're going to be buying straight from the people of AmaZulu. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is, you know, as the custodian of a people's culture, we need to make sure that our things are documented. They are archived in such a way that they are accessible to children, to the schools. You know, I really believe that one of the things that we have to be, you know, really conscientious about is about how we leave information. And I think the great king will have a big job on his side, because he is now having to document a contemporary reign.
Yes.
It's a new reign in a contemporary time, a modern time. So there are many things that are available to him. So I wish that our great king, MisuZulu, all the best. I know he will make a great king. I know he will reign and will lead us in a great way.
Dr. Ashanti Ngidi, thank you so much for your time. The director of the Institute of Africology in Southern Ilovo, one where children can come and learn more about African tradition, cultures, and she reminds us that there's no borders here. As we end off, I want to show you some of the memorabilia that they have, including this picture of the late king on the day of his coronation. A beautiful picture there, and of course this, as we look forward to Saturday, there are dignitaries across the world that will arrive in Durban very soon. Preparation happening. The city is buzzing, of course, for this very historical movement for the AmaZulu nation, for the people of South Africa and the African continent. Stephen.
Karinda, Jagmohan live from Ilovo and eThekwini. Thank you very much indeed.